Hi, I'm back. So I have 7 on for now, but I wanted to just, some people take a little longer, but if you could see, if I hadn't pulled that extra thread, I wouldn't have enough to do. I'm going to do 10 because I like the cowl look, but if you want it to be not as thick or you have a big hand like me, 7 might just be enough, or even 8. So this is 7. Let's see, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So remember, this is the short thread. It goes on the inside. This is on the outside, the one that's working thread. You're gonna put your hand, sorry, in the V down. Bring it up like this. Okay, you're gonna pull on this side, pull that way, and this is casting on. So this is number 8. And like I said, I'm gonna just do 10. Some people want to do 12. Alright, this is 9. And again, I just straighten it out. Remember, each 2 of these is account for 1 loop. I mean, some people use 1, but it looks skimpy to me. So you'll see if you like it. If not, if you like the other way, that's fine. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's do 1 more. And then we'll be finished. This is 1 more. Remember the first side on that side, and then just bring it in. Once it clicks in your head, it's easy. And if you notice, I keep the thread kind of, on as close to my wrist because my hand is so big. So yeah, just to tighten it up, kind of just pull each end. That'll tighten it up, and then you can straighten it out. Some people are very picky. And it looks neater. So this is what we have left. So we don't have to use this anymore. Now we're going to just work with this. So now what you're going to do is the hand that you have this on, you're not going to touch this again. Like I said, a little short piece until you finish. So you're going to take this, hold the thread like this. This is what I hold it like this. So when I'm doing in this hand, I hold it this way. When there's the other hand, I hold it that way. Okay, you can, I wouldn't say hold it like you want, but just be as neat as possible. So then I'm holding the thread. This is the one with the 2 balls on it. And remember, we don't touch this anymore. This was just to use to cast on and then to tie off at the end. So now I got the working yarn in my hand just like this. And you always keep the yarn in the hand that you pulling the loops off, because you pulling the loop off, this in your hand becomes a loop, and this loop goes on this hand. So let's see. You take this loop, you pull it off. Remember, keep this in your hand. Pull it off this way. So see, you created a loop. Then you put that loop on this hand. Then you just want to tighten it up. You know, you don't want it to be loose in all different sizes. So just tighten it up. And don't worry about what it looks like, because it's not going to look right until you get down the line. So just, that is, and I'm not going to, like I said, I don't do it too tight because I don't want, it's hard to do it and hold this laptop, but we'll try. Okay, let's see, it's the working yarn, and that we don't want to touch. Okay, so that's, you got it in, I still got in this hand, I got this first loop on, it's not that tight, I'll tighten it up a little bit more, and then you take the next 2, pull it over, you created another loop that goes on that on. So then you're gonna pull, like I said, you can pull both the working yarn and that yarn to kind of make it even. And it doesn't look like much yet, but it will. Okay. But be careful not to do it too tight. And see, you want to just even it out on this side. Okay, remember we holding this because we taking it off on this side, and you grabbing the next 2 and you putting it that way. I wish I could turn a different way so you can see better. Okay. Let's see, this is Get faster as you go, because it's actually not a lot of work. It's not as hard as you think it is. The casting on is the hardest part, and it's really not as hard as you think it is once it clicks in your head. And all you're doing is holding that thread and you're making loops. Let's see. And you go on like this, and excuse that background noise, as I cannot retape. So if you hear somebody, and they already know that I'm doing this. So, all right, now this is all off this hand, is on this hand. So now we're gonna keep going, and this is the first roll they call. So I'm gonna hold it on this hand, and you see how I hold it, and I'm gonna just pull it off and just go back to the other hand. So you're just doing the same thing back and forth until you get it as long as you want it. And remember, now you're holding it with the hand that you have the loops on. And as you can see, my loops are a bit twisted, but I'm gonna try to make sure that I grab them in order, because I don't want it to look sloppy. So the thicker the thread, the better it looks. I can show you some I did in other colors. It doesn't have to be this brand. It could be Red Heart has a bulky. They have different companies, but you just have to make sure that you want it to look good. So just try to use the thickest one. Once I learn the technique, maybe I'll get fancy with it. Okay. Yeah, see. And you can kind of just do that. It looks more like a braid when you do when you use more than one. I don't know, it just looks neater. I don't think I'm getting too loose now with these loops. So see, you can manipulate them a little bit here. And this is the last one on this side. And then you can kind of just do it like this. And as you can see, this is the wrong side and this is the right side, which is always going to be not facing you, but going to be the inside of your wrist. So eventually I'll just work up, and it looks better as you go along. Alright, working thread. Hold it in my hand like that. It's going back and forth from arm to arm, pulling it. And I'll be back again to show you. This is